What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the discussion where we get into the real tea of things or whatever. And if y'all don't see, y'all see now. We have Big D from Big Brother 23. Period.
Thank you so much. Yo, first of all, shout out to the Royal Kingdom. You know, I love the Royal Kingdom straight up. Like, you know how much love I have for you guys. You guys are amazing. And I always feel like y'all really do have like the real tea and y'all get it. Okay.
Period.
And the girls that
Get
don't
into
get
it.
it, they better get with it.
Period. Get with the reality kingdom king, because the thing is on the name is on the thing.
Did I mess it
But
up?
no, it's the reality kingdom. You good though,
Did I
because it's
say it
for
wrong?
royalty. You said royal, baby. It's
I
okay.
did.
You in
Oh my
words
God. Look at me.
sometimes. It's a long day. Don't even worry about it.
Shout
But let's
out
get into it.
to the
Period.
reality kingdom. Once
Amen.
again, the reality kingdom knows exactly what's
Amen.
up. They got the tea. They know exactly where to go, and y'all tell it how it is. So I respect y'all. I'm so sorry. You know I have the
That's
royalty,
your
so I
podcast, the
gotta.
royalty.
I know.
Get into the royalty. How about that? But period. I love y'all podcasts too. Y'all go check that out. Y'all should have already done it. Don't get crazy. But Big D, I wanted to ask you. I wanted to talk to you because it's
Yes.
been
Yes.
going on 2 years since you was
Yeah.
on Big Brother 23. And
Yeah.
time has passed. I know coming out of the house, you might feel differently than you do
Yeah.
now about the experience. So how do you feel
Yeah.
now about that experience you had?
I definitely feel, I always say that Big Brother, people are always looking for like to really see themselves and go through something that kind of gives you a little bit of wake up call. I will say Big Brother definitely does that.
Mm-hmm.
And coming out the house, I was fighting for my life. Fighting for my life. All my life I had to fight. Okay.
Oh man.
I either had to understand that either I'm going to be one of these contestants that avoid Twitter because Twitter is where it's
You gotta
toxic,
fight. Right.
right? You got to fight, or am I going to be one of those people that kind of like, all right, let's go, let's talk about it, let
Mm-hmm.
me explain where I'm coming from, let me take ownership for where I was wrong at, or
Mm-hmm.
people don't really understand how this was, so I took that time to do that. But
Okay.
now after being 2 years and especially being on the outside and watching another season and understanding, I would say it's a full picture because the first time when you go through Big Brother, you got to deal with the aftermath. You know,
Mm-hmm.
after you go through that, that's a whole transition. And then there's a whole nother life lesson that comes after it. Now you got to watch the people that you just did go through a season of a whole summer, 3.5 months. They got to come out,
Mm-hmm.
deal with the same thing. And then you're on the other end critiquing and learning and things like that. And that's a whole nother lesson itself. So I really want to say after 2 years, it's probably the best time you really have a full experience of Big Brother in and out.
Mm-hmm. I really like that. I really like that you went that route with that answer. I really enjoy the way you put that into perspective because I feel like people don't really understand that you have a heart, you have feelings, and not just you, everyone who plays the game. And especially with you, you're a funny guy. Your personality is so big. So I feel like a lot of people were a little bit less sensitive to the way that they responded to your game and stuff. So I just wanted to know, like, honestly, you don't really talk about your feelings a lot, but how did that make you feel when you saw that people were kind of judging you in that way? And then how does that make you feel about other house guests? Because I see people are doing it to others
Can I
too.
first say, wow? I've never had this type of conversation.
Right.
When you talk to podcasters and people that talk about Big Brother and whatnot. And this is probably the best time, like you said, it's been 2 years. So you getting the real of the real. I will say this: my feelings were it was hurt because I explained this a couple of times, and I've talked about this, on the royalty with Tiffany and Hannah, and when we give our feedback on players and people that play all these competition shows. Um, and I also said it last night on TikTok actually when I was talking to Brittany. The thing that kicks in that I think people don't understand is when you're in that house, everything that's happening in that house is like in this moment. No one's thinking about what somebody's saying in the outside world. No one's thinking about if somebody's having a conversation in the other room. Like you have to understand like how your feelings and what's happening is in that house. You're also playing the game. So
Mhm.
to come out, every house guest will say it. Every house guest thought that I was going to win America's favorite player. It was
Mhm.
funny. We're having a good time. I'm always playing games. That's all part of my strategy. Distracting. I'm just Big D, as you said, like just being myself, entertaining and all. So
Mhm.
when you come out the house and you realize, okay, and it's not just about America's favorite player. I was just kind of like, oh, I didn't get it. It didn't even come down to me. Also, you're
Mhm.
getting all these, all these BB bucks. Remember the BB bucks? So I'm
Mhm.
constantly getting hundreds. I'm thinking in my head, like, oh my God, they love me. They're gagging over my Alezanza, as we would say. Okay, they're gagging over me. Okay, I got the
Uh-huh.
girls gagged. They're eating it up. I'm making all the black gay men like showing them how a different style because you usually see the white gay men
Exactly.
always on this show. So you see the different. I'm like, oh, okay. So,
Period.
so when you come out and you're like, oh, you're a misogynist, you're this, you're hateful, you're that, you're horrible, you're lazy, you're fat, you don't do nothing, you don't deserve nothing. You're hearing all these negative things after experience of you being locked in the house for 3.5 months. I will say this. Did it hit me? Yes. It made me feel like it made me regret my experience. It made me feel like I kind of wish I didn't go at first because
Mhm.
I dreamed about being on reality TV. I love entertaining. I'm such a fun person, but I was there to play a game and I was only there with little knowledge. I think people don't understand like when Big Brother production and casting pick people, they're not going to pick everyone that's a big Brother fan. They
Mhm.
how long did I see Big Brother? Baby, I watched Big Brother probably twice, and it was Celebrity because of Tamar. I watched the season with Bailey, and then I did a
Mhm.
crash course with my roommate that year, watching all the seasons once I put the casting tape in.
Mhm.
But I still didn't understand the live feeds. I still didn't understand the veto. I still didn't understand, all the ins and out of Big Brother that went into it. I just knew I was good at using my mouth. I'm good at talking. I'm a dude from the hood, and I know how to. If I need to manipulate, I know how to manipulate. But I'm also a salesman, so I've worked in
Mhm.
sales my whole entire life. So me going into this game, I had all the people skills, sales, everything to get through the game. So when you get out the house and you hear all these things, it definitely did hit. But I had to remember that I'm Derek Frazier. I'm from Philadelphia. I fought
I'm
fought
that
on the
nigga.
street.
All of
I've
it.
been right. I've been through some shit. A nigga don't play no games. All right, let's go. What went through all the tweets, comment back, call people out, whatever I need to do, because I wanted people to understand that I'm not going to be one of these pushovers that's just going to sit there and take it. Now,
Mhm.
there's things that I needed to own up to.
Mhm.
Yes, me, you know, um, calling Tiffany out her name, when I was in the backyard and I was like, fuck that bitch, blah, 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 blah. I'll get somebody. People
Mhm.
don't understand in reality, if you're mad at somebody and somebody pissed you off,
Mhm.
if I put a camera in your house, I bet you would say some crazy shit too.
Ooh.
Especially if you're at your
Mhm.
at your level and you've been
And that's the
tested.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I wanted to touch on this because they were calling you misogynistic. Do you feel like now you understand why they were you get why they were calling you that?
No, I absolutely,
Um.
I absolutely understand why because, but I also want to say I'm still, I understand why because I'm a man calling a woman a bitch. I
Mhm.
100% understand that. Got to play by my genitals. Okay, so I
Mhm.
understand that portion. So I apologize a million times. I made sure to have that conversation with Tiffany on the side, privately, and then allowed her to make that decision if she wanted to make a friendship with me.
Mhm.
Same thing with Aza. I made sure to have these conversations on the side because I
Mhm.
felt the need that these are two of my sisters that I call my sisters that I definitely owe them an apology. And also, it doesn't look good for a black man to be calling a black woman a bitch. Okay,
Mhm.
I do understand that. The problem is that there's a little bit of a blind line that I think only is a little difficult. And the reason why I say that is because me being a gay man in the gay community, we speak a little differently. Okay.
Right.
So we will be like, yeah, bitch, whatever, argue with a bitch, da da da, say all that. Okay.
Mhm.
And we continue to be on that type of level. But I had to
Mhm.
remember that there could be a little girl out there watching me. There could
Mhm.
be, somebody who's a mother watching me. And I just never wanted that to come off that way. But we're also on a reality show. So
Mhm.
emotions are heightened. So at home, if somebody pissed me off, yeah, I don't like that bitch. And y'all know I don't like that bitch.
Mhm.
So I'm talking and being myself like if I was at home. But I
Mhm.
had to remember after taking time, I'm on national TV. People are
Mhm.
watching. You can't be that way and things like that. And I also cared about their feelings. So if their feelings were hurt, absolutely, I understand that. Another thing I did do, I did tell the girls, I did ask, excuse me, if it was okay if I used the B word. And all the female were fine with it because I was gay. Okay.
Mhm.
No one ever heightened on that. No one ever had that clip. No one ever played that 1,000
Yeah.
times. And
And
that's
that's like
okay.
I feel like with that, because you're right, when it comes to really just the societal opinion of gay
Yes.
men, when it comes to conversations like this, it really is something that I feel like people don't understand, that the lines do get blurred. Like you're right. Like when it comes to being a gay man and being in this society, people have associated us with just women. Like they put us on that level in society. So I understand why why you did what you did, why you said what you said. And I feel like people need to, sometimes they can take a step back. I agree with you and understand that in real life, you from the hood, like you said. And
And
just in general, like people who grew up in families like that, me, I'll call my sister a B word if she pissed me off at the moment. And like you said, that is your sister. You know, like
right.
like you felt close to her in that way, and then you said those things. And I understand, and I feel like it's good that you're able to communicate how you felt about that
Right.
situation. You know what
And
I'm
I
saying?
felt like I couldn't communicate when I got to Big Brother house, but my main focus was making sure I had a conversation with, both of my sisters who I care about, just because of the fact that I didn't want them feeling that way. But also, I had to explain I was angry, but even at times when I'm talking about Ozzy and how I'm talking with Xavier, Xavier was one of the girls for me. He was my girl. So I'm like, girl, let me tell you about this bitch. This bitch on my nerves today. She's talking about this, and that.
Right.
And that's how I would talk at home. So when people didn't really understand that, and then like you have to understand another thing that plays into play is if you're like, I'm gonna take Taylor for example. Everyone loves Taylor. So anyone that goes against Taylor or says anything against her, they're going to they're going to go after them. Okay.
Right.
So if you're a Tiffany fan or you're an Ozza fan, and all these fans come together, they're just gonna pile on to me. Okay. And they might not even understand the situation. So it's sometimes I think people just have to understand that you could be a fan of somebody, but also just understand how they feel. And I understand Taylor's situation is completely different. She went through a lot. I completely
Mhm.
understand that. But I'm just giving an example of
Yeah.
when fans are so obsessed that when fans are so obsessed that they don't understand like the line that's being
Exactly.
crossed. I'm telling people to kill themselves and telling people, you should die and crazy things like that, or
Mhm.
talking about people's appearance and things like that. I just think
Mhm.
that's just lines that we shouldn't cross.
Exactly.
Things that I thought were crossing the line was people trying to bring my family involved.
Mhm.
Oh, you talk to Tiffany like that, but you have a mom at home that you try and take care of. That she's There's things talking about my dad. My dad's deaf. There's things that people don't
Mhm.
understand. If you wanted a boring ass TV show, then go ahead and watch Barney and Friends. If you want a boring ass TV show, you got a TV show. There's going to be some drama. Eat it up, because if not, then it would have been, oh my god, this season was so boring. No one ever did anything.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're
Exactly.
making TV, but we're also with our feelings. So those
Mhm.
emotions were real in that moment. But if we're able to come back and realize this is where I'm wrong at, this is where I apologize at, and if that person is able to forgive and be able to get to know who you are as you are now,
Mhm.
then you should be able to understand where they're coming from, because you don't know me. You know me through a
Exactly.
TV screen. You haven't sat down to know what makes me laugh, what makes me happy. You don't know how my different emotions move throughout the day. You don't know that dynamic of how me and Aza were, or me and Tiff were, or how me and X, or me and Kai, or me and Hannah, or everybody else in the house. You don't know that dynamic. So when I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting there, even though, for example, I talk how I talk, but X was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna talk like that. I don't think you should talk like that." But I'm like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
girl, that's just that's how I talk. It's not coming off offensive." So when I'm sitting there talking about Azza, it was not in a mean way. It was more in
Yeah.
a, "Hey,
That's
this
just
bitch
how you
got my
talk.
birthday," until the end, where you gotta understand in that moment. Look at me, I'm having like a Ray J moment.
Right. I was like, what's going on?
I'm losing track of it. I don't know what's happening.
It was good.
Um,
You
it
got it.
was good. What?
You chilling regardless. But no, I understand what you were saying. But I was gonna ask, because how does this
Yeah.
translate? How do you feel like this translates to the future players? Because look, a lot of y'all, it's weird because when BB24 was happening, for example, everybody was kind of on the same accord, like, oof, these people is being crazy. And then after the season, we saw, and a lot of the fans, they were upset at y'all, upset at a lot of the BB23 people for
Oh yeah.
socializing
Oh
and
yeah.
hanging out. And
Yeah.
I even saw you was on something with Kyle and stuff, and a lot of people didn't like that either. So how do you relate, I guess, your experience to that, and how do you feel
Yeah.
about people's response to all of that?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people get it. I think you gotta look at it this way. Take your group of friends,
Right.
okay? You go on a trip, a vacation, whatever. Y'all, somebody didn't pay the bill, somebody didn't get the money, somebody too drunk, somebody get on somebody's nerves. You
Mm-hmm.
flip out of them. I ain't talking to them no more. I ain't really got time for them.
Mm-hmm.
The person that you were yelling at, let's say you were yelling at them and they were right and you were wrong. You go home, you like, I ain't dealing with them. But guess what? In reality, in a couple weeks, maybe a couple days, if you're a human and you have a heart, you will take the time to have that conversation. But it
Yeah.
depends on the lines that are drawn. So, let's take, for example, I don't like bringing up this person's name. Elvis. Let's take Elvis,
Mm-hmm.
for example. Okay. Elvis definitely crossed the line on what the things he said, okay, and done. But it's Taylor's decision
Mm-hmm.
on if she wants to forgive that person or deal with that person. It's
Mm-hmm.
not on nobody else's decision. Y'all can feel how you want to feel, say whatever you want to say, but also it's not your job to tell Taylor how to react or what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the hard part is when you have people from the outside trying to put in all these things and say all these things and do all these things, you kind of sit there and you're like, you don't really understand the dynamic. So
Mm-hmm.
people didn't really understand why Tiff forgave me. People were
Gotcha.
pissed,
Yeah.
mad,
Mm-hmm.
angry, hateful, hate. But Tiff
Mm-hmm.
made it clear. I know Big D. If he
Yeah.
had a moment, he had a moment. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to talk to him. If I feel comfortable to want to talk to him and forgive him, she'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't really understand when you live in a house or you're friends
Yeah.
with people. It Let me tell you something. Unless I did something so I don't even know what's the
Yeah.
line. I don't even know
I
what the
understand.
line is, but I don't think I hit that line that is like so
Yeah.
unforgivable. We can never forgive that person again. But
Mm-hmm.
because we're on TV, people heighten it so much, and then they want to
Yeah.
have all of the say. And it's okay. We signed up for reality TV. We get that. I just think
Mm-hmm.
people just need to take the time to give people the chance to let them make their own decisions.
And I
For
feel
sure.
that I think people can either come around to it or eventually understand, like Tiffany apologizing to you, or like the within the season thing. I think what people get
Yeah.
confused about is people who y'all weren't on the season or you weren't on the season with, because I feel like a lot of the complaints, and even if it's not me, I see it. A lot of the
Yeah.
complaints people have are like, I guess they don't understand the cross season situation, because even to y'all, Big Brother is a family. The entirety of Big Brother is a family. You know what
Of
I'm saying? And
course.
I feel like people don't get that. And I just want you to explain, why do you feel like it
Yeah.
is that you have a connection to people who were on the other season? Or why do you feel
Yeah.
like those are people you are friends with, stuff like that? And it's not even no shade, no hate to them, even though, but
No,
why do you
yeah,
feel that way?
let me tell you this. The reason why we're all so what's the word? Um the reason why you get close to people that do this show because baby, you mentally go through some shit. So you kind of like now you get it. You got through.
Mm-hmm.
You went through it. Now you get it. So for example, last season was interesting to me because there was so many people that wanted to like. I don't know what it is. I mean, baby, I don't. It's funny because one kid did an interview, sidebar, and he said Big D is great for TV, and also the reason why I love Big D because he just goes after the people on Twitter. He don't give a flying fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing about me, I also kept that same energy when it came to the cast of BB24. If
Okay.
any of these motherfuckers talk shit about me, I was bookmarking, liking, recording the live, everything. So when they
Mm-hmm.
came out the house, I'm going to hold you accountable because you said my name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what everybody else say. I'm holding you accountable because you said my name. You said something, let's talk about it. Just like I talked about Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I said Josh was overrated, da da da, talk shit about him. I came out the house, he was in my DMs. I said,
Yeah.
this how I felt. This how I felt in this moment. This is why I said that. Maybe when we get to know each other, it'll be a little different. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
that deep. That's what he said. Got it. We'll get to know each other, blah, blah. And we were able to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe threw a couple shots. I wanted to let him know, motherfucker, don't get it twisted because I'm saying
Uh-huh.
don't get it twisted. And I've also hung out with Josh, partied with Josh, had a great time,
Mm-hmm.
love him to death. Okay. So I think that when you hold people accountable, you should. So when people wanted to hold me accountable for the things I said about Tiffany and Azza, I was already 10 steps ahead of them.
Right.
I was already like, can we talk? Let's talk about some things. There were some things I felt. And emotions are high when you're playing the game of Big Brother and you don't
Mm-hmm.
understand, you're not seeing every little thing. So it's funny
Exactly.
because I'm gonna go back to your point, but I'm gonna jump back over here real quick. It's
Good.
funny because me and Tiff, we crack jokes about it. We talk about it. And she said to me one day, she was like, "No, I get why you call me an MF and all that
Uh,
shit because I've been acting a damn fool." So
yeah.
there's things that people don't understand. Like when you're in that house, somebody could walk in the wrong way. Somebody could wake up on the wrong
Yeah.
bed, and like there was times that like we would all say good morning, and Tiff sometimes they didn't say good morning, and it's
Yeah.
like y'all can't say good morning to me. Baby, I know that woman. I know that woman. So we're already also first impressions. And it's just things, and I'm not going down that rabbit hole because me and her already talked about it. It's
Yeah.
just people don't understand when you're in the game, you latch on to any little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody you like, bitch, you talking because I was just talking. What's up? You're in the game. You on
Right.
game mode. Some people are a different type of gamers. Some people are gamers that are quiet. I'm type of gamer where I'm in your face. What's up?
Right.
So but to jump back over here, when you go through a experience like Big Brother, we're also you want to help and be there for them because they don't know what they're going to get themselves into when they
Right.
open up their social media. Their family has dealt with a lot. Their friends have dealt with a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, not funny, but I made sure, and the one person that actually reached out to me before I even got a chance to even say, hey, I need to talk to you,
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine was already in my DMs saying, can I talk to you? Already apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
Monty took a little bit of time, but we and him talk,
Mm-hmm.
got that done. Got that done straight. And
Mm-hmm.
we were good. Not a problem. Talk to
And
him. I told him
you feel like the conversation, let's say they didn't talk to you or y'all never had a conversation, do you feel like you would be comfortable with that, or did you feel like you needed to have a
I don't give
conversation?
no. No. If you talk about somebody, here's the thing. It's different if you talk about me to your friends.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. You
Right.
talking about me when there's millions of people listening and
Yeah.
shit
Talking
like
about the
that, and
cookout
I
this, the
can't
cookout
sit there,
that,
right?
all of that.
And I can't sit there and go, "What's up?" Or I heard you talking. Because
Mm-hmm.
even if there's things when I left the Big Brother house and things that were said, even with people in my cast, I still addressed it. So
Yeah.
it's okay for everyone to address their issues and problems with me, but I can't do it with others. Sounds
Mm-hmm.
like double standards.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it was that I made sure to come in a professional manner where I
Yeah.
said, hey, look, still being Big D. Hey, love you. Great job on your season. How are you doing mentally?
Hmm.
How are you doing mentally? Okay, great. I know you're going through a lot. I'm always here if you want to talk. I just want to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
So the crazy part is that people don't know when Big Brother ended, the first person I talked on Big Brother 24 was Kyle.
Hmm.
And I told him, you're going to have to take an ass whooping, and
Hmm.
it's going to be hard at first.
Hmm.
And over the course of time, you will find your way back. And it's a life lesson, and you'll learn.
Hmm.
And when you
Hmm.
learn, it will be so much better for you.
Hmm.
And he was very thankful. And that was the last time I talked to him. And then I talked to him recently just to check up on him and see how he's doing and things
Yeah,
like that. And I just believe in giving people chances to grow and to work on themselves.
that's fair.
But I had conversation with everyone. I didn't get a chance to talk to Daniel, but I think when you go through experience like this, you really do bond. Same thing.
Hmm.
You guys have a wonderful, wonderful the Reality Kingdom podcast show. So if there's somebody else that also doing a podcast show that could relate to you guys and
Right.
talk to you guys will be able to have that
Exactly.
experience
Connect.
together. And that's
Yeah.
what Big Brother is. You do have that experience. I
I
hope I answered
understand.
your question. I feel like I just went all over the place
No, you
and not what
good, King. It's
I
good when you just talk about it because people just don't understand, you know. And even if it's something I don't understand, you talking about it can help me get better understanding, no matter what. And
yeah.
I do want to talk about
Yes.
because it's interesting your gameplay. When I saw it, I was able to decipher things I feel like a lot of other people weren't. I feel like you felt differently about your game than a lot of other people did, and now I see that people kind of comment about your game in a negative way, and you're funny,
Yes.
you're nice, so you just kind of you nowadays you're like, okay, I get it, this is how y'all feel, whatever. But how do you feel about your game now? Like, do you
I
really?
think let me tell you something. Let me tell
And
you the
be
one
honest.
thing. I think I played a hell of a game, especially not winning nothing and using and lying and manipulating people to do what I need to do. And it's so funny because Hannah's had this conversation and it took some time, but the thing about it, people don't want to highlight this. You have your stigma about Big D, and you're like, that's how I feel about Big D. I
Yeah.
watched them. That's what it is. But if you actually sit down and think about it, and Hannah was like, literally put it in our cookout group chat, and I was cracking up. She was like, if y'all didn't know, Big D had the best ties out of everybody in the cookout. Because Hannah and Tiffany at some point were still going to try to take me to go further.
Yeah, exactly.
Azza was going to take me at some point. X was going to take
Yeah.
me at some point. Kylan was going to take me
Hmm.
at some point. So no matter what, I was going to end up either top 3 or top
Hmm.
2, no matter what or when, if I would have never fucked up my speech, which I regret. But other than that, I would have been somewhere.
And
Okay.
that's the thing, I feel like
But people
people.
don't have respect for me because I'm a
Right.
comedic
Exactly.
relief, and
I was
people
just
don't
gonna say that.
understand. And maybe I might be talking too much, and if I get called to do
Hey, say it.
some shit in the future, which I don't really give a fuck. Going back to what I said in the beginning to you, okay,
Hmm.
I'm a salesman. I have people skills. I'm
Hmm.
me. Myself, unfortunately, I'm good at what I do. And that's just me being authentic, relating to people, making people feel comfortable. And that's just me. That's me being
And
me.
see, say that again because.
The only thing that was heightened, I will say this,
Uh-huh.
the only thing that was heightened was I had to move chess pieces, which Tiffany came up with the master plan. So let's not go
Hmm.
down that rabbit hole. But I had to move pieces. I had to move pieces in order to get to where I want. So I was able to manipulate not just the people outside the cookout, but the people within the cookout too.
Right. Exactly.
So
And let's get into it because you mentioned you made people feel comfortable, and I feel like that's what people aren't connecting. I feel like people think of you as a goat because you didn't win no comps, right? But there's goats who've lost the game. There's goats who go home before final two. So when you say you made people feel comfortable, can you talk a little bit more about that? Why do you feel like people wanted you at the end? Do you, like how
oh,
much
I'm really
attention?
giving I need to write a strategy book. I'm giving away some good strategy.
You don't got to give none away, but just give us a like. I just want people to
I,
understand because people don't understand. They
yes,
don't
because
get it.
people don't understand. What I mean by I made people feel comfortable, I was able to listen to people and they could talk for hours and hours. But I also made people feel happy.
Right.
And when you're in a house that is so boring with no entertainment, no
Mm-hmm.
television, no nothing, and it didn't come off like forceful. I didn't need
Mm-hmm.
to like say, knock, knock, who's there?
Right.
Cow, who? No, I was just myself.
Exactly.
And when you make people feel comfortable and you bring joy and also show loyalty,
Mm-hmm.
people look at that. And also, I
Right.
didn't present myself as a threat. So let
Yeah.
me tell you something I used to do to fuck with everybody's head. Oh my God, I'm like a threat. Like everyone's trying to send me home. You see how close I was? Like I want to win so badly to send all you bitches home. But look how I'm saying it. I want to send all you guys home so badly. If I win, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sending y'all home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that?
Right.
That
I
makes you
see.
laugh. You saw you laugh. So
I
you
see
laugh. So you're
it.
laughing, and everybody else is laughing. So you're sitting there going, "Oh my God, he's not a this big D. Like, come on, he ain't gonna win
Mm-hmm.
nothing. He ain't gonna
I
do
see what
no
you're saying.
nothing crazy." So when you play this type of game, people don't really understand this type of game. People don't
Mm-hmm.
understand it, but they don't respect it because only thing they like to see is the same old bullshit. You win comps, you send home big targets. Baby,
Masterminds and stuff.
sometimes
Yeah.
playing behind the scenes and setting
Mm-hmm.
yourself up to be at the end is the best
Mm-hmm.
way. I was looking at the end goal. I'm like, baby, I'm here for the long runs. Every time I went on the block, I knew I was not going home. But guess what I did? Don't you guys want to send me home? I didn't even win nothing. Why would you guys want to send me? So it's manipulation at its finest. I probably just
Mm-hmm.
gave away my whole gameplay. I'm probably
You good.
they
Look,
probably there's somebody gonna watch this back and go, Big D on All Stars, send him home first.
they still
But
gonna underestimate you. They still gonna underestimate you like they
no,
did.
of course. But the thing about it is
That's
that
good.
people don't really understand that type of gameplay, and that might
Yeah.
just be street smarts, baby. I grew up in the streets. I dealt with the niggas in the hood. I fought, sold drugs when I was
Mm-hmm.
young, things like that. I grew up in a very, very, different type of lifestyle. So
Yeah.
growing up and having a different mindset, I had to think 10 times harder than everybody else. So people make fun of me because they're like, "Oh, Big D pronounces things or mess things up." That's just me. I'm a little dyslexic, at times, and I've
Mm-hmm.
had troubles through high school. But also, I've also made it into something that's not going to tarnish me, where I can sit there
Yeah.
and use it to my abilities. Where it also helps sometimes me just being funny, and I laugh
Yep.
with it. Hell yeah, I said
Yep.
that wrong. You heard me in the beginning. I said Royal Kingdom.
It's good though because I feel like knowing your past, knowing your history, knowing where you came from, you're a
Yeah,
gay man. We got power. We can
of
make people
course.
feel comfortable. I feel like a lot of that's something that a lot of gay
And
men
people
have
don't
in
get
common.
that.
Like
People don't
like
get that.
that really did help you. People were comfortable with you. Even people Claire and them, they was chilling. And I feel like that's
Chilling.
that's
And I was
really
telling
good.
Claire, and the crazy part is, I was telling Claire, I know you coming after me, so I know I'm gonna say your asshole. Claire was like, I can't get through Big D. Big D think he's coming, like I'm coming for him.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it was, it's just how I really want to say. Also, I feel like it's a gay thing. I
Yeah.
feel like it's just a gay
Right.
thing, and I think it's just the way we move and how we talk. And I think because
Mm-hmm.
we play between being masculine, being feminine,
Yeah.
both genders, and really understanding the whole dynamic and what we go through. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
people really get it unless you're gay. But I
Yeah.
think what also made it tough was for me, having my own, I was okay with getting attacked by women, getting attacked by men. I think it was hard for me when my own people were attacking me, and it made
Mm-hmm.
me feel like you guys should understand me the most. Now, I wasn't the typical white man, gay man doing Broadway, singing and dancing and shit like that. I was giving you a whole different style of gay men that I feel like we don't see on TV a lot.
Exactly.
Not a lot. There's not really a lot of us.
Especially not on Big Brother.
So, right on Big Brother, but even on like I guess the
Other
Survivor
reality
does good because I got to think about Bryce and the rest of them. So Survivor
TV.
does good with that, but Big Brother we don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So to have someone like me that's in your face, but also like someone you could really sit there and like relate to. Like I went to go see sidebar. I went to go see the Black End. I don't know if you see the
Mm-hmm.
Black End yet.
I need to
That
see
just
it. It
came
was
out.
good.
So fucking good. But the main character, like
Uh-huh.
the one gay character in the movie,
Yeah.
is literally, I was like, my friends walked out, they would go, why is Derek in this movie? Literally, verbatim was me to the T. His mannerisms, how he act, how he respond, his pettiness, his sassiness, everything was me.
Gotta see
I
it.
was in the movie theater like this. Got him
Period.
I'm in a movie. I literally messaged him and was like, "Oh my god, I've never seen a movie in my life that I really can relate. I can't wait to buy the DVD. I can't wait to get the poster. Like
Period.
I need to tell people if they want to know who Derek Fraser is. You watch this movie. That is me."
I gotta get into it. Okay, I gotta ask
Yeah.
you one more thing. At least one more
Yes,
thing. Because
absolutely.
okay, so you were on a reality show. There are other reality
Yes,
shows in existence.
yes.
I remember seeing you tweet, I think I want to say, you don't gotta say nothing you don't want to say, but I remember I remember seeing the tweet. You were like, it seems like this reality show only likes a particular type of person, the way this person
Oh,
looks. Let's get into
mm.
that because people didn't even agree, and you said it. And a lot of people were like, "No, they just don't want you, and it's just you." But I didn't. I kind of felt what you were saying. So if you
So
want,
yeah, let's get into it because I haven't talked about it. There's casting processes for these reality shows. When you do Big Brother, you get in this bond with this contract for 2 years where you can't do nothing outside of CBS.
mm-hmm,
So you're sitting here basically like waiting for an opportunity to go back to TV. Um, think about it. You come in second place on a TV show. You put together the greatest alliance of all time. You you're told you're so funny. Everyone loves you. Oh my
mm-hmm,
God, can't need you on TV. Blah blah blah. Production loves you. Everyone's obsessed. Can't wait to
mm-hmm,
see what you're going to do in the future. Julie Chen, obsessed, loves you, message you all the time. I talk to Julie all the time. Like loves me. Okay,
mm-hmm,
so you sit there and you wait because now you go, okay, I did a competition show, so I can go on other competition shows. I didn't want to
mm-hmm.
be a one and done type of motherfucker. If I wanted to be a one and done, I would have sat there and went out the game early.
Right.
I've made sure to leave a mark so you don't forget who Big D is. Okay.
Mm-hmm,
So when you wait for these casting calls and you're seeing everybody else go and do casting, you're waiting for your time. I'm gonna give you a true T. Challenge 38, ride or die.
mm-hmm,
Made it all the way to the end. Made it to I think like May. Yeah, it was like May. So made it
mm-hmm.
all the way to May. Hey, they're changing the theme. They're doing this ride or die thing. We gotta find you a partner. But remember, it's production. They gotta make a
Mm-hmm.
storyline. So the people that I want to use, I can't use because you know why? They're on the challenge season one.
Mm-hmm.
So that means everyone's my chances to go. Then they want to put you with people that you like never talked to before, or like maybe have like a little bit of a conversation or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not going to work. Okay. You're
Right.
also a rookie. So you don't really have a lot to say. You're a
Right.
rookie. You're not a veteran. You can't be like, oh, let me bring my sister, my brother. Like, no, they want a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happened and you train, you put your life on hold, you didn't look for a job, you're waiting. Because keep in mind, you could do this show because it's a part of CBS.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not part of CBS, then you're waiting. So you can't go and audition for The Circle, Traders, all this other
Yeah.
stuff, all these other shows. You can't do none of that. You can't have your agent go do any of that until your contract's up. So you're sitting
Mm-hmm.
here just like waiting. Then you have to sit there and watch, which I'm very happy for everyone that gets a chance to do anything. You watch your other
Mm-hmm.
brothers and sisters go and compete.
Mm-hmm.
Then you gotta deal with the drama because they all go on the show and act the fucking fool. And then you
Why do you
just
feel
sitting there
like you
like,
didn't get a call for that one though? Why do you
I
feel like?
don't. Let me tell you something. When I got that call, let me tell you something. When I got the call for that, they were
Mm-hmm.
talking about they called in October. They were talking about, oh, we need you to leave in November.
Ooh.
Hold on, I just got home. I haven't. I need to readjust. Like, let me adjust. I
Mm-hmm.
said if it was later, I would do it. But once you tell somebody no, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but lo and behold, they decided to move it all the way to next year.
Mm-hmm.
You could have just called me back and say, hey, we're going to move it to next year. But
Yeah.
that's how production is. Okay.
I see.
Um, the sad part is when you sit down and you look at your stats, okay? And I'm really about to give true tea.
Mm-hmm.
When I told people, hey, they didn't see me on 38, people knew I was training for it, getting ready for it, everything. No, they didn't pick you because you didn't win nothing. Okay. So I said, oh, okay, maybe that's the reason. I thought
Mhm.
with me coming in second place, me starting this alliance, they would pick me. I
Right.
would I would have thought that. Okay. Coming up to this challenge, okay.
Mhm.
You got an individual on there that did not win,
Oop.
but got picked because of what? What do you think? What do you think this individual got picked for?
I don't know. What you think?
Hmm, I think we know. You
We don't
know?
know. Well, we don't know. You
We
know.
know.
We don't know.
No,
We
we
don't know.
know. Damn, did you listen to the new Barbie song today?
I didn't listen to the Barbie song. I did.
Oh,
I
okay.
listened to it one time,
But
but
you
I didn't
like
listen to it
Barbies,
enough.
don't you? Don't you like
I love
Barbies?
Barbies.
They're just all what? Right.
um.
So
Well,
let me finish on my point. So, you look at people, then you got somebody else on there that came in second place. Okay. Because last time I checked, no shade to my brothers and sisters. I love them.
okay,
Kylan, Kylan, Azza, and Tiff went out before me.
that is true. Not
So,
mad. That is true.
and that's okay. There's no shade to them. Very happy. I love anybody in the cookout making it because you guess what that means. The cookout is a one. So anybody making it on TV,
Mm-hmm.
we still keeping our name out there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we still doing something. This is a network. This is a,
Period.
a LLC. Okay, so I'm happy for any of
Period.
them. But the hard part is that you go and you reach out to these production companies. You go, hey, I got the call last time. I would love to do it again.
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing for you. You just had something for me last time. What's the
Mm-hmm.
issue? What's the problem?
Right.
So then you start seeing all these other things where you're like, people that just got on TV because of this, and people that got on TV because of that. Then this one's getting
Mm-hmm.
a call, that one's getting a call, and you're like, okay, so what's the reason? Because I could bring something, I could bring you all the things you want, all the DRs, all the green screens. I'm strong. I definitely, like I said, I was working on my stamina at
Right.
the time. I was ready
Right.
to go. What's the issue? What's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
So then you put two and two together and you go, got it. Because I don't have that look. Unfortunately, because I'm
Yeah.
a big dude, I don't have the figure look of fitness and
Mm-hmm.
working out guru and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it's sad because I've talked to a lot of people in Survivor, Big Brother, and Amazing
Mm-hmm.
Race. And every time they meet me, they go, I don't understand why you're not on the challenge. I don't
Right.
understand why you're not doing TV again. Just being around me, people are just like, so I love seeing you just be yourself. And I would love to
Mm-hmm.
see that on TV. And that's the problem because these shows, we're supposed to be showing diversify. We're supposed to be
Yeah.
showing different type of people. So if
Mm-hmm.
the challenge is all about showing your best, if you look at it, look at Josh when he first started.
Exactly.
And look at this motherfucker now. So why would
Exactly.
you not give somebody who maybe look like me or feel like me a chance to start at first? And then I go, damn, I could have won if I would have just worked harder and
Mm-hmm.
ran a little faster. And then watch the transition grow. You talk about you want to
Exactly.
fit the guru people. I'm the perfect example to do that. But guess what?
Exactly.
I don't have the look. I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
Barbie girl.
And that's the thing. A lot of that's the thing. Even people, some of the people with the look, they don't be winning the challenge. They'll have the
They
look
don't be
and
winning the
not one. They
challenge.
haven't won a season yet. They've been playing season after season.
But
And it's like,
they're
bro,
also not iconic. There's a difference. I'm
that
sorry.
too.
I'm not gonna sit there and the one thing you asked me earlier about my game. I feel like I'm an iconic player, and people
Yeah.
don't really respect that. People don't understand that. I think because you don't really understand how I move or how I am. If you grew up in the streets, you will get it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a gay person, you will get it. Some, not
Mm-hmm.
all, but a lot of them get it. But the sad part is that when you just don't get those chances, and then people sit there and they want you to be quiet and not talk about things. I'm like, what am I gonna be quiet and talk about for?
Right.
If they wanted me, they would have got me.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, September need to hurry the fuck up so I can be done this fucking contract so I can go reach out to other motherfuckers because ain't nothing here in this family prepared. So if I had advice for people before they go and do anything with CBS, and I love CBS, they know that. Just make sure you have something built that's going to last you for 2 years, either a clothing line, a branding line, something, because you're not going to be able to do any other shows until then.
Well, all right. What's something else that you want to tell people about you, about yourself, about anything we talked about? Last words, final thoughts, anything, King.
I'm gonna say this. Thank you so much. When you guys call me king, it like
Bye.
it just makes
I
me
could
just
die. We've been calling you
oh
everything, Big Daddy, all of that.
it just makes me it's the lotion.
Okay, girl.
Let me
Yes.
say this. All jokes aside, I'm very thankful for Big Brother. I love the production, I love the production team at Big Brother. I love the experience I got. I mean, think about it. I would have never met, all these fabulous people from Big Brother 23.
Mhm.
All my brothers and sisters, they know I love them to death. Shout out to X. He gets on my nerves the most. He's like that little brother that just get on your nerves because he beat me, but
Yeah.
he's also like he don't listen. So he's like hard at times, and I hate that. So I think X is the only person that in the cookout I could say like was difficult to control,
Mhm.
but we still made it happen because it was like
Made it
nigga,
happen.
nigga, we
Period.
see
We see
each
each
other
other.
because I will blow. We see each other, okay?
We
Because
good.
I will blow your shit up and you're gonna go down with me. So I think
Period.
we kind of had to know we had to go to the end because there was no other way.
Yeah.
But just shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone in the community. Shout out to you
Mhm.
guys, podcasters, everyone, because without you guys, we can't continue our lives. Like we appreciate you guys still wanting to talk to us and still
Mhm.
giving us the opportunity to just have a voice. I want to say a
Mhm.
special thank you to you. The fact that you asked me and took time with me to just listen to me and allow me to vent and ask questions that people don't normally ask me. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. And I also appreciate you being, a black man and a gay black man to really understand how I feel.
Mhm.
And I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that because
I really
some people,
appreciate you saying that. To be
yeah, because
honest.
people don't really get it. And I
Yeah.
think when you come out the house and you don't have anyone that really has your back or really understands what you're going through, it's tough.
Mhm.
But I made sure, and I do want to say this, I made sure to take accountability for the things I said, to
Yeah.
Tiffany, to Aza. And
Mhm.
I also took the time to make sure people that are, you know, at home took the
Mhm.
time to also have those apologies and stuff like that because I wanted them to understand. I'm so sorry. Let me
You
grab the
good.
door real quick. Hold
You
on.
good.
Oh, so sorry. Come
Period. That was sweet. He's so nice. Thank you. He really thanked me or whatever. By the way, y'all, thank you for tuning in. These discussions, they're gonna keep coming, I fear. Um, they're gonna get into it. We're gonna continue to get into it. This conversation with Big D was very, very nice. It's good to hear a different perspective from everybody who plays these shows, just because it's hard for us as fans to really see it, you know? So it's good that they get to talk about it. Period. Yeah, you can finish it up, whatever you were saying.
on. I
Or
think
we can
that's
finish
it.
it. That's good then, King. All
Yeah,
right.
no, just like I said, just appreciate everyone's time, love,
Yes.
just we appreciate it. And I appreciate the time because we don't get a chance to really say much. And,
Into it.
a lot of things are in the past.
Mm-hmm.
We've all worked on things, we've all had conversations, we've all
Mm-hmm.
took the time to really develop these friendships. So just understand you might not like someone and your favorite player might not like them in that moment. And
Mm-hmm.
then you build this hate over 3 months. And they come out the house and you see pictures of them hanging out and talking, da da da. Just understand they're human just like you. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
take the time to get to know that person outside the house. Because when you get to know somebody outside the Big Brother house, it's completely different. Let me tell
Yeah.
you something. The funny part is me and X in the house, best of friend. Me and X outside the house, me and him be arguing. Me and
Hold this
Tiff,
person.
me and Tiff, best of friends. Me and Azza, we're still the same. Me,
We're still the same.
me and Kylan, fighting,
Mm,
fighting every day, all the
mm,
time. But guess what? Still have a soft spot for my baby daddy. But
period.
other than that, it's crazy the dynamics, you know,
Yeah,
and it's just
exactly.
people need to understand when you're not in the game and you really get to know people. You get to know people
Shit
when they're
changes.
drunk, when they're having a good time, when they're sad, when they're
Mhm,
going through stuff, when they're broke, when they're up. Excuse me. It's a whole different dynamic. Whole different
mhm,
dynamic. So just understand that when you're watching TV, you're watching Big Brother, to be
mhm,
prepared to your favorites.
mhm,
They might still not like that person, and maybe down the
mhm.
line they will. Because I got a lot of hate because me and
Exactly.
DX didn't get along.
Yeah.
But people didn't understand why me and DX weren't getting along. And I
Mhm.
do want to leave everybody on this note. I know people thought I only argued with the women.
Uh,
There was a moment that they never showed, and I actually talk about this on something
else.
else coming future.
Mhm,
I don't know if it'll be used, but I'll say it here. Um, the night that Kylan and Alyssa were on the block,
mhm,
and it was time to send Alyssa home, and Kylan was flustered because he was thinking like, which I don't know why this nigga thought that in the first place. Like he thought
mhm,
we were going to like get rid of him or
mhm,
whatever, and he was barking orders. And this is when Kylan really showed who Kylan was,
mhm.
which I feel like I was the only one who saw Kylan who he was because I was like his like little let go where he can be
Yeah,
angry and be himself. And not saying he's an angry person, he was just able to show me who he was and not player Kylan.
yeah.
And Kylan was barking orders. He's like, "Yeah, you got it. Don't make sure you vote correctly." Okay, talking to me, then talking to Ozil before we went into the DR to give our votes. Okay,
Mhm.
which didn't help any of our games because I wanted Alyssa to still think
Right,
that I was going to keep her.
right.
That's my friend. But he was, yeah, Big, do you hear me? And I said,
Oh god.
production comes on and he goes, "Hey guys, all right, we're going to get ready to vote." And I remember just sitting there like,
Hmm.
for the culture, 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 for the
God
culture,
damn.
for the culture, please, for the culture.
Child.
And after Alyssa went home,
Mhm,
these are things that people don't see. When after Alyssa went home and after Julie gets done talking and it's about to be time for us to start the next comp, the cameras are
mhm.
down.
Yep.
And I said, and I thought they were gonna pop the cameras back up. I was like, "Yo, Kyron, let me talk to you real quick in the back room." And he's like, he comes in, he want to be sweet, Kylan.
Yeah.
"What's up, baby? What's on? What's on, Big D? What's going on?" I said this. "Let me tell you, motherfucker, I will beat the fucking balls off you. Don't ever in your fucking life talk to me like that, nigga. I will fuck you up on this fucking show. Don't ever in your fucking life. Do you understand that?
Oh
What are you
shit.
talking about? I don't give a fuck. The way the fuck you talk to me, don't ever fucking talk to me like that. I will beat your black ass. I'm gonna tell you that right the fuck now. Don't ever do some shit like that to me again. You got that, Playboy?"
Period. Because who you talking to like that?
So he
Ooh.
talked, and I
Well,
digged
they
in the
got
ass. I mean, I was digging in the ass. I'm talking about it looked like I was all up in the face, everything. I let him
mhm,
know I was 10 toes and titties and all on him, letting him know
mhm.
right up in his face like this. Okay.
They should have showed that.
Then they said, "Hey guys, we're gonna get ready for the next comp." I said, "Figure it the fuck out," and left.
Figure it the fuck
Now, I just want to make it clear. I did not just argue with the women. I argue with any motherfucker that got on my nerves. I
Period.
love my sisters. I love my brothers, but I want to make it clear in case you guys did not
Clear it
know.
up, King.
And Kylan can confirm, and he has confirmed, I ate that ass up. And not in
Period.
a good way. I wish, but not in a
Because
good
there are
way.
good ways. There are good
There are
ways.
good ways, but in a way that, and I wish they would have shown that because I think that would have changed the dynamic of my what
Yeah.
people thought of me
Yeah.
because everybody got it. Like there was times that me and X were gonna go at it because he look at
Mhm,
me and I'm looking at him and be like,
mhm.
"You ain't running this
I
shit, bald head
understand.
bitch. You ain't running this shit, bald head bitch. This is
Please.
a this is a we running it, okay? And in
Not
reality,
you.
I'm running it, but I'm
Right.
using you because you winning shit. So we
Yeah.
running it.
I feel you.
So
Well,
yes, so
Big
that's
D.
what I want to leave you guys with. Just know I'm not a misogynist. I
And say it
don't
again.
hate women. I'm a gay man that likes men. So yes, I don't want women, but I love women.
Bye.
Okay.
Where can people
It
find
was
you?
so
What's your
nice
social
talking
media?
to you.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you. What's your social media? Where can people find you? Where they gonna see you in the
Um,
future? All of that.
Everyone can find me on the Derek Frazier on everything. I
Period.
have my link tree on all my information, my bio, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Please, if you guys want to, which maybe one day I'll be able to get the royal the get the royalty and the reality kingdom come together, or I can get the reality kingdom to come over to the Heavy Crown Network.
Period. Great questions.
But
I
yes,
guess we'll have to
you
talk
guys,
about it later.
when Big Brother starts, because I have mentioned to Tiffany, and we love to
Mm-hmm.
have you guys come over. But when Big Brother starts, guys, please check out the royalty. We'll be having different guests on. Hannah will be popping in and out because she is in school, but we will have me and Tiffany. Don't forget the challenge will be coming on during that time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have probably Survivor. And yeah, just check me out on Instagram. I'm trying to get my followers up. I think that's another reason why I'm not getting the calls for things. So they do look at that stuff, which sucks. But
Mm-hmm.
trying to get those followers up on Instagram. And I've been doing a lot of TikTok lives lately. So come join me for TikTok lives and hear me talk some shit. And, just be gentle, be kind,
Period. And
be
be happy.
real, be
Be real.
accountable, and understand if
Period.
somebody calls somebody out, especially me, that means it's factual.
Bye.
It's
And
my best.
y'all can follow us at T Reality Kingdom everywhere. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thank y'all for tuning in. Girl, we out. Period. I know that's right.
Woo!